Welcome to Crossroads of Health, where common sense and good science intersect, with your hosts Rick Simpson and Melanie Martorana. And now it's time for Crossroads of Health.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Crossroads of Health, where common sense and good science intersect. Always real, always unscripted. I'm your host, Rick Simpson.
And I'm your co-host, Melanie Martorana.
And now in this segment of Talking Points, we're going to be bringing you some practical information that can be helpful to you. So each of us has a talking point each week. And my talking point is going to be talking about fluoride. Fluoride is one of those issues that a lot of people have misunderstandings about. There's so many toothpastes out there that have fluoride. And the question is it healthy or is it really a stealth poison? And as my medical doctor that I do some work with said, based on the data that has been available for a long time, the answer is more likely stealth poison than panacea. Actually, in Clinical Toxicology of Commercial Products in 1984, fluoride was rated as very toxic. This is essentially important because toothpaste is flavored and contains, so much of it contains that fluoride, and a lot of children actually swallow it. And when we ingest fluoride from, either water or juices or toothpaste or vegetables, that can be real problematic. Also, nonstick cookware, which contains Teflon, things like that, it contains fluoride. Now, a lot of people say, well, why is this problematic? Well, the problem is that studies have shown that people can suffer from immune deficiencies, diabetes, heart problems, and of course, anyone that suffers from kidneys that don't function as well as they should. This is very problematic. Generally, your bodies will naturally excrete about 50% of the fluoride. But the question is, what happens with the other 50%? I'm going to talk about that next week. But the bottom line is the fluoride can be very problematic. And also, what helps with the excretion of the fluoride out of the body is calcium, magnesium, and vitamin C. So, of course, all those things are found in the multi, but it's so important to have adequate levels of calcium, magnesium, vitamin C, other minerals, because the body does not produce minerals. And you really have a hard time getting adequate minerals out of the food supply any longer because of synthetic fertilizers. So just remember, the fluoride, you want to be very careful. I do not use any toothpaste with fluoride in it for my children for these reasons. It's ultimately your decision, but that's something that I felt was important that you all should know.
Well, and my talking point also ties into the importance of multivitamins as your foundation for your nutrition. In the January 2013 publication of Psychosomatic Medicine, Journal of Biobehavioral Medicine, there was an analysis done on 8 double-blind placebo-controlled trials that evaluated the effects of multivitamin and mineral supplements on aspects of mood. And this was done on a group of 1,292 healthy men and women. And what was found is that when these men and women were supplementing for at least 28 days, their stress, mild psychiatric symptoms, anxiety, depression, elation, perceived energy levels, confusion, and agreeableness versus hostility were all tested in the treatment, and the subjects had a 65% lower risk of perceived stress compared to those who received a placebo, a 70% lowered risk of mild psychiatric symptoms, a 68% lowered risk of anxiety, 73% reduction in experiencing fatigue, and a 77.25% lowered risk of confusion. So happiness and decreased hostility levels were also likelier when they were taking supplements that contained high doses of B vitamins. So the B vitamins tended to have a greater benefit.
Yes, absolutely. And this is why multis are so important. The body does not produce so many of these nutrients, and these nutrients are crucial with so many different things, as you've just heard. So anyway, please remember, the multi is the foundation. Just like you build a house on a solid foundation, you don't want to build your house on sand. You want to build your house on a solid foundation. A nutritional program is built on a solid foundation of a good quality multivitamin. And we're out of time, so we'll look forward to seeing you for another episode of Crossroads of Health next week. Bye for now.